Having gone through the process and having interviewed an extensive field of candidates when Ben was clearly number one, and general manager Ryan Poles said we need to go get him. You had to be ready to move, Bears chairman George McCaskey said. But before they did, the Bears hosted Tennessee State coach Eddie George on Jan. 19. That put the Bears in compliance with the Rooney Rule, which requires at least 2 external in-person interviews with minority candidates. Ron Rivera was the other. George's interview was scheduled at least a week before, 2 sources said. It was George's only head coaching interview this cycle. A source close to George described the interview as a great experience that will lead to other coaching opportunities for the former NFL running back. George's interview was deemed excellent by a member of the Bears interview committee. If team president Kevin Warren had any doubt about the favorite of his team's fan base, it was tempered on the night of the Lions' loss when he and his wife Greta went to dinner at Old Pueblo Cantina in Chicago's Lincoln Park neighborhood. With the game on the bar's big screen, Bears fan Chris Stein sent 2 shots of tequila to the Warrens with a note written by Stein's girlfriend, Ryan Braun. The day after the Detroit Lions' surprising playoff loss to the Washington Commanders, the Chicago Bears discussed whether to fly their hiring committee to Michigan to show Ben Johnson how badly they wanted him to be their head coach, according to a team source. Johnson, the Lions' offensive coordinator since 2022, and a top candidate for 3 straight coaching cycles, had gone dark after interviewing virtually with the Bears on Jan. 11 during Detroit's first-round bye. League rules prevented Chicago and other teams from meeting with Johnson for a second interview until Jan. 20. 2 days after Detroit's season ended, the Bears contingent ultimately decided against making the trip, opting to let Johnson deal with the disappointment of losing as the NFC's number 1 seed. Johnson had spurned previous head coaching opportunities because he wanted to win a Super Bowl with Detroit, but now he knew he would be moving on. Though the Bears wanted to respect Johnson's time and space, there also was a sense of urgency. There was a feeling Las Vegas Raiders minority owner Tom Brady was making a push for Johnson, and even if the Bears didn't believe that to be true, there were other openings Johnson might consider. The Bears emphasized culture and the quarterback during the interviews, according to someone familiar with the process, and they were convinced Johnson would excel on both counts, including maximizing Caleb Williams' potential. The Chicago Bears are expected to reimagine their roster during the 2025 offseason under new head coach Ben Johnson and his crew of assistants, and that could spell trouble for returning veterans such as safety Kevin Byard III. With the 6th most cap space in the NFL, the Bears will have the resources to make a few aggressive signings in 2025 free agency to address areas of need. At the same time, Johnson's new guard might also look to replace some of their inherited starters with new players who better fit their vision of the future. And with money to be saved, cutting Byard, $7 million to be exact, an investment in the free safety position could be on the horizon. Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox recently tried his hand at predicting where the top talent at every position will land during 2025 free agency and boldly connected the dots between the Bears and Miami Dolphins star Jevon Holland. Holland is one of the headliners of the 2025 free agent class and is the top-rated safety on Bleacher Report's and Pro Football Focus's rankings after an impressive start to his NFL career over the past 4 seasons with the Dolphins. Though he struggled with the Dolphins in 2024, Holland has proven an asset in both pass coverage and against the run with more than 300 total tackles and 5 interceptions and forced fumbles each since entering the league in 2021. While Holland would be far more expensive than Byard, he's much younger and should be a better fit for Chicago's long-term plans, Knox wrote. He should also be financially obtainable as the Bears have $62.9 million in projected cap space. Holland could make sense for the Bears if new defensive coordinator Dennis Allen has something different in mind at free safety than what Byard offers. Then again, Byard shined brighter than most Bears defenders during the 2024 season. He finished with a team-high 130 tackles, along with 1 interception, 7 pass deflections, 2 sacks, and 5 tackles for loss. Though he also missed 10 tackles and finished with a low-end PFF coverage grade, OSPR 60.5. Byard has 1 more season left on the 2-year, $15 million contract he signed with the Bears last offseason, but the Bears could save $7 million of his $8.5 million cap hit for the 2025 season if they made him a cap casualty. Releasing Byard would be unexpected, but it would give the Bears more money to lock down a longer-term fit, such as Holland, for the position. The Chicago Bears have the opportunity to take a bold step and jumpstart the organization's rebuild while setting new head coach Ben Johnson and quarterback Caleb Williams up to take a major step in 2025. Trading for former NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, who formally requested a trade from the Cleveland Browns on Monday, checks each of those boxes. Garrett, who has produced 102.5 sacks in his career and is riding a two-season streak of 14 sacks, is the kind of game-changing talent along the front seven who can alter the course of not only a defense, but an entire franchise. While the Bears still need to invest significant draft capital in the offensive line in the coming offseasons to prepare Williams and the offense to take major steps in Johnson's scheme, a disruptive force like Garrett along the front seven could instantly elevate Chicago into contenders in the NFC North. Bleacher Report NFL analyst Alex Kay put together a list of trade proposals for several teams who should be in the market for Garrett's services, including a blockbuster offer by the Bears, 2025 first-round pick, number 10 overall, 2025 second-round pick, number 41 overall, 2025 fifth-round pick, CB Kyler Gordon Cleveland Browns. Trade, edge Myles Garrett. While weakening the secondary and trading two top 45 selections might not be ideal for the Bears, Garrett represents a foundational building block. And if the offense is prepared under Johnson to take a big step and Williams makes major strides in 2025, this is the type of bold move general manager Ryan Poles needs to look into to alter the course of the franchise. Adding Garrett into the mix would supercharge a Chicago defense that struggled in 2024, Kay writes for BR. The Bears allowed the sixth most yards per game in the league and recorded only 40 sacks and 11 interceptions on the year. Chicago already employs one of the NFL's better edge defenders in Montez Sweat, but the 28-year-old took a step back and recorded only 5.5 sacks during his first full season in the Windy City. Pairing him with Garrett would create a devastating duo that would terrorize opposing quarterbacks. A pass rush duo as dominant as Garrett and Sweat could prove invaluable to the defense, not only improving in 2025, but the Bears becoming perennial contenders in the coming years. This time last year, there was no question that Caleb Williams was the top quarterback prospect in the 2024 NFL Draft. He was even hailed as a generational talent, with the Chicago Bears seen as fortunate to land him thanks to Ryan Poles' savvy trade with the Carolina Panthers the year before. Now, after just one season in the league, ESPN isn't sure the Bears made the right decision. In a recent 2024 NFL redraft, ESPN's Fan Nation reporters went back in time to determine how last year's first round would unfold with one season in the books. And of course, they have Chicago selecting Jayden Daniels, not Caleb Williams, first overall. This was a tough one because the Bears love Williams, and if Daniels played with the Bears' struggling offensive line and interim coaching staff, this pick might be reversed, ESPN's Courtney Cronin wrote. But Daniels took a 4-win team to the NFC Championship game, turning in one of the best seasons ever by a rookie quarterback. He finished 4th in total QBR, 70.5. Williams ranked 28th, 46.8. Look, I get it. Patience is a lost virtue, especially when it comes to young NFL quarterbacks. Daniels' remarkable rookie season was fantastic to watch, but it was only one season. To suggest that one season is enough to change a projection about a quarterback who was the primary reason why the best head coaching candidate in the NFL, Ben Johnson, took the Bears' job is ludicrous. Caleb Williams was, and remains, the right pick by the Chicago Bears. Cronin can't be blamed for selecting Daniels in this redraft. In fact, she'd likely face heavy criticism from the "what have you done for me lately" crowd if she stuck with Williams as the pick. But that doesn't change the fact that ESPN's redraft is a misstep, even if Daniels dazzled this year. Not long ago, Houston Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud was hailed as the next big thing after his outstanding rookie season in 2023. However, while he was decent in 2024, he certainly showed signs of regression. That's not to say Daniels will experience a similar regression, but it's a recent example of how NFL media can act too quickly to crown the next great quarterback. Meanwhile, Caleb Williams overcame extreme adversity in Chicago in 2024 to have a fine rookie season by any standard. He set the NFL record for the most consecutive passes by a rookie without an interception and finished his first season shattering Bears' rookie passing records. Now, armed with Ben Johnson as his head coach, the sky's the limit for Williams. To be fair, it's not like Williams dropped far in ESPN's NFL draft redo. He was the Commanders' pick at number 2 overall, but for Chicago Bears fans, that's one pick too low.